Have you ever felt it? That subtle, creeping sensation after 60, where your once reliable legs start to betray you. A persistent heaviness, a nagging soreness that lingers long after you've sat down, or that surprising struggle with activities that used to be second nature. Standing for a long stretch, a simple walk, or the ever-dreaded ascent of stairs. If you've experienced any of this, even just a hint, then what I'm about to reveal in this video is not just important, it's absolutely vital. Prepare to be shocked, because the culprits behind your weakening legs aren't what you think. They are, in fact, an insidious combination of seemingly innocent dietary choices, and most astonishingly, 2 vitamins that are widely championed as essential for your health. Imagine this. The very vitamins you've been diligently taking, believing you're fortifying your body and safeguarding your future, could actually be contributing to the very weakness, strain, and instability in your legs. It's a terrifying thought, isn't it? These hidden dangers aren't lurking in some distant, exotic corner of the world. They are woven into the fabric of your daily existence, in every sip, every mouthful, nourishing the very weakness you're trying to fight. And it doesn't stop there. The 2 vitamins you might be popping right now, with the best of intentions, believing you're building strong bones and caring for your body, are actually accelerating muscle loss and undermining the very foundation of your leg strength. This isn't about fear-mongering. It's about revealing a critical reality. This video will pull back the curtain on the true impact of these common pills and foods. You'll gain a crystal-clear understanding of what's truly behind that persistent weariness, the uncomfortable swelling, the stiffness, and the recurring pain in your legs. More importantly, and this is the key to reclaiming your independence, you will discover precisely what to eliminate from your diet and what transformative changes to implement right. Now to restore your power, rekindle your vitality, and regain your autonomy. If your deepest desire is to maintain your leg strength for years to come and to age with grace and unwavering mobility, then commit to staying with me until the very end. The insights you'll gain are priceless. Let's begin with a revelation that might surprise you, given its widespread association with comfort and celebration. 10. The convenience that betrays instant noodles. While they appear to be the epitome of convenience, particularly for those seeking a quick and easy meal, the impact of instant noodles on your body, especially after 60, is concerning. Largely composed of refined flour and a disturbing array of chemical additives, and providing remarkably little nutritional value, this fast meal is, in essence, a calorie-rich offering that is severely deficient in fiber, essential proteins, and the micronutrients so critically necessary for preserving muscle mass over time. This kind of consistent dietary pattern directly precipitates the deterioration of your leg health and overall mobility. Among the primary drawbacks of instant noodles is their alarmingly high salt level. A single serving can deliver more than half of the daily recommended intake of this mineral. Too much sodium actively encourages fluid retention, which manifests as swollen and painfully uncomfortable legs. Furthermore, it significantly increases blood pressure, which in turn hinders the sufficient flow of blood to your muscles. Poor circulation directly causes muscle tissue to become undernourished, weakened, and significantly slower to recover from any form of activity. The chemical additives lurking in the flavor packets that accompany instant noodles are yet another grave cause for concern. Preservatives, artificial colors, and monosodium glutamate, MSG, are often linked to chronic inflammatory processes within the body. Even when seemingly minor, these inflammations impair joint function and relentlessly accelerate muscle deterioration. Eventually, this culminates in discomfort, debilitating stiffness, and ever more frequent mobility restrictions in the daily life of those who habitually consume this type of food. The effect on your metabolism is also profoundly important. The sheer lack of fibers in instant noodles dramatically elevates their glycemic index, which, in turn, causes rapid spikes in blood sugar levels. This glycemic instability adversely affects insulin activity, thereby preventing your muscles from effectively utilizing energy. When muscles are deprived of effective energy intake, they grow weak and tire remarkably quickly. A consistently poor diet can transform a simple stroll to the store into a grueling, exhausting struggle. 9. The sweet deception of industrially made cakes. While they may evoke the comforting aroma of youth and the joyous taste of celebration, industrially made cakes conceal components that seriously undermine leg health, particularly during the mature period of life. These seemingly innocent items are veritable reservoirs of processed sugar, hydrogenated fat, and synthetic preservatives that profoundly upset your metabolism and actively irritate your entire body. The high sugar content, in particular, directly disturbs insulin function and actively encourages the perilous buildup of body fat. This not only leads to dangerous overweight but also establishes a metabolic environment that is profoundly detrimental to preserving muscular strength. The pervasive presence of trans fats, which are cunningly utilized to enhance taste and extend shelf life, represents another critical aspect of these cakes. These insidious fats actively lower beneficial cholesterol and dangerously elevate bad cholesterol, thereby profoundly compromising healthy blood flow. Poor blood circulation deprives your leg muscles of essential nutrients and causes them to deteriorate over the long run. This could lead to a progressive loss of lean muscle mass, debilitating joint stiffness, and potentially severe mobility problems. Regular consumption of industrially made cakes is also unequivocally connected to persistent systemic inflammation. This quiet inflammation is, in fact, one of the key underlying causes of muscular weakness and chronic joint discomfort. Emulsifiers, stabilizers, and artificial dyes, among other ingredients, negatively influence your immune system and provoke inflammatory reactions that predominantly impact the joints of your legs. The outcomes are tragically clear: more discomfort, less mobility, and a self-perpetuating cycle of sedentary behavior that relentlessly drives muscle loss, though undeniably delicious. These cakes are nutritionally dense in empty calories while being tragically deficient in high nutritional value. That is to say, while they are heavy in calories, they critically lack essential nutrients like proteins, calcium, and magnesium, all of which are so vital for robust muscle and bone health. Consuming this kind of food often is akin to attempting to power your body with tainted gasoline. In this analogy, your muscles are the engine, and instead of reacting efficiently, they exhibit failures, perpetual weariness, and a distressing slowness. Often, the sheer convenience of ready-made meals drives us to make unthinking decisions. The good news is that making homemade cakes, utilizing wholesome flours, fresh fruits, and natural oils, can be just as practical as purchasing a ready-made product. However, the profound distinction lies in the transformative effect this conscious choice will have on your body in the medium and long run. Your muscles will undoubtedly appreciate the newfound firmness, improved posture, and invigorated vitality as you progressively re-educate your palate. 8. The deceptive convenience of ultra-processed cheeses. While they may appear convenient and undeniably delicious, ultra-processed cheeses, such as spreads, processed slices, and melted cheeses, conceal grave risks for individuals striving to maintain leg strength after the age of 60. High in both sodium and saturated fat, these ubiquitous items exert a dual negative impact on your muscular and vascular systems. Sodium actively promotes fluid retention and increases blood pressure, while saturated fat systematically undermines the critical flexibility of your blood vessels, thereby severely impairing circulation. As a direct result of this toxic combination, your legs become more bloated, increasingly uncomfortable, and burdened with a persistent heaviness. Furthermore, ultra-processed cheeses frequently contain a troubling array of preservatives and phosphates, among other ingredients, that disrupt the delicate mineral balance within your body. Two minerals absolutely vital for robust muscular contraction and unwavering bone health, calcium and magnesium, are directly affected by this improper absorption. This deficiency in these critical minerals causes your body to exhibit undeniable signs of muscular weariness, chronic joint discomfort, and even debilitating nighttime cramps. Given their significant size and constant use, your leg muscles are often the first to display these alarming warning signals. Another significant aspect is that these cheeses are severely lacking in beneficial high-grade proteins. Unlike artisanal cheeses, which better preserve their inherent nutritional profile, the ultra-processed varieties undergo industrial methods that drastically lower their nutritional density. This indicates that although you are consuming calories, your body is simply not acquiring the essential amino acids required to sustain crucial muscular mass. The progressive loss of muscle is among the key underlying causes of functional decline and increased dependency as one ages. Have you ever noticed that following a meal high in processed foods, your body feels noticeably heavier and less eager to move? This is a genuine phenomenon, and it directly results from the demineralizing and inflammatory action of these items. Over time, the chronic absence of necessary nutrients leads to bone weakness and a palpable decline in muscular performance. Short walks that once felt effortless now require significantly more effort than they should, and the steps that appeared easy become an insurmountable barrier. Everything can be connected to the kind of cheese that so casually goes on your toast. A remarkably effective way to maintain robust health is to thoughtfully replace these deleterious items with fresher, less processed cheeses, such as nutrient-rich ricotta, wholesome cottage cheese, or artisanal mozzarella. And crucially, remember that we are rapidly approaching the most significant discovery of this film. Still to come are the 2 worst vitamins for your legs. 7. The chilling reality of industrial ice creams. Though they often appear as delightful indulgences on hot days or as a quintessential dessert, industrial ice creams are, in fact, among the most prevalent dishes that pose a great danger to leg health after the age of 60. These items are extraordinarily caloric and profoundly inflammatory, primarily due to their significant levels of refined sugar and unhealthy saturated fats. This kind of diet precipitates dramatic increases in blood sugar, followed by equally rapid and dangerous drops that jeopardize the stability of your muscular energy. This profound instability renders your legs weak, perpetually heavy, and considerably more susceptible to exhaustion. Industrial ice creams, particularly those of lower quality, contain saturated fat that directly harms your cardiovascular system. Oxygenated blood struggles to reach the extremities of your body, including your legs. The unsettling result is a persistent feeling of numbness, an irritating tingling sensation, and even ongoing cramps. Over the long term, this chronic circulation deficit inevitably causes muscular weakening, a devastating loss of mobility, and a significantly higher risk of falls. All this time, we mistakenly believe we are merely treating ourselves. Furthermore, industrial ice creams are loaded with artificial colors, emulsifiers, and thickeners that actively aggravate systemic bodily inflammation. This quiet, insidious inflammation is one of the key underlying causes of damage to both joint and muscle tissue. The ongoing use of these items encourages digestive and hormonal abnormalities that directly influence the critical absorption of vital nutrients essential for muscle development. Lacking proper nutrition, your body simply cannot maintain its stability and strength over time. Another important factor is that these meals provide absolutely no genuine nutritional value. Rich in empty calories, they neither build muscles, mend tissues, nor adequately nourish your joints. This means that even while consuming something purportedly pleasant, the pervasive feeling of weariness persists and could potentially grow stronger. The impact on your legs is undeniably clear: less firmness, more everyday pain, and a drastically reduced tolerance to physical activity. Every single mouthful inadvertently robs your body of the invaluable opportunity to fortify itself. 6. The bitter truth of milk. Chocolates. Whether savored as a dessert or enjoyed as a midday pleasure, milk chocolates are deeply embedded in many people's routines. However, their regular consumption can have a far more serious effect than it first appears, particularly on the legs of individuals over 60. High in both sugar and saturated fat, these chocolates actively promote inflammatory mechanisms that directly influence your joints and muscles. The combination of high glucose and unhealthy fats creates a metabolic overload that powerfully promotes the decline of muscular power. The low cocoa content in milk chocolate is another significant issue, as it is precisely where the beneficial antioxidants are found. Most commercial versions leave you with a highly processed product, unfortunately loaded with preservatives and artificial sweeteners. These chemicals not only damage your liver and pancreas, but also disrupt the crucial absorption of vital nutrients essential for robust muscular health. The result? Exhausted legs, devoid of vigor, and far more susceptible to aches and debilitating stiffness. The simple sugars found in these chocolates are rapidly absorbed, causing dramatic insulin surges that effectively rob your muscles of energy. For people already struggling to maintain lean muscle mass, this volatility is catastrophic. Furthermore, milk chocolate is sometimes linked to abdominal weight growth, which only serves to aggravate the immense strain on your lower extremities. This continual overload actively promotes the wear and tear of the joints in your knees, hips, and ankles. However, healthy replacements exist, allowing happy times to still be enjoyed. High cocoa chocolates, consumed in moderation, provide beneficial antioxidants and flavonoids that demonstrably improve circulation and muscle health. When eaten judiciously, these items can even actively work to support your vascular health. The key lies in conscious selection and prudent amounts, always driven by awareness and a healthy sense of balance. 5. The alarming reality of canned foods. Though remarkably convenient, canned foods often contain a myriad of ingredients that may gravely endanger the health of your legs in old age. The majority of these items include chemical preservatives, such as sodium benzoate and nitrites, as well as artificial colors, excessive salt, and other dubious chemicals. These substances are profoundly inflammatory and directly harm both muscle and vascular health. Consumed often, they impede the crucial muscle regeneration process and make it impossible for muscles to be adequately oxygenated. Furthermore, the extra salt, so prevalent in canned goods, actively promotes fluid retention. One of the primary reasons for that uncomfortable feeling of heavy and swollen legs. This retention not only causes pain, but can also be an alarming indicator of inadequate circulation and persistent tissue inflammation. For those with hypertension, a condition frequent after 60, the issue gets even worse as the additional salt stresses the cardiovascular system and compromises the vital supply of essential nutrients to your muscles. The decline in nutritional quality is another deeply concerning aspect of canned foods. Even canned meats and vegetables undergo rigorous industrial procedures that strip away most of their inherent nutrients. What is left is a diet notoriously low in essential minerals and vitamins, but dangerously high in toxins that your body must constantly fight to eliminate. This metabolic stress depletes your energy and profoundly compromises muscular performance. Your food, shockingly, may be more to blame for that ongoing weariness and unexplained leg weakness than you believe. Furthermore, though present in tiny quantities, the aluminum found in certain cans can gradually build up in your body over time. There are increasingly strong signs that the neurological system and muscular function may be significantly harmed by the regular consumption of meals stored in metal containers. This raises the alarming possibility of falls, debilitating imbalances, and a gradual, insidious weakening. A risk that simply doesn't pay off, given the abundance of other healthier options on the market. For people who wish to maintain robust mobility, an essential first step is actively avoiding canned items and consciously choosing fresh, frozen, or naturally preserved alternatives. Cooking with genuine whole ingredients, free of synthetic additives, offers nearly instant advantages to your overall well-being. It's also a conscious choice that safeguards your autonomy and unwavering quality of life as time progresses. If you believe that only industrialized meals damage your legs, realize that there is yet more to be discovered. Soon, we shall discuss the 2 most hazardous vitamins for muscular health. The reality of these supplements could truly shock you. 4. The sweet and salty trap of filled cookies and processed snacks. For many, filled cookies and processed snacks are a quintessential part of their daily routine. However, after the age of 60, their consumption can tragically hasten the loss of leg strength. These foods are veritable aggressors to the body, being crammed full of artificial substances, including insidious dyes, potent flavorings, harmful preservatives, and destabilizing additives. They not only aggravate your entire body but also place immense stress on vital organs like your liver and kidneys, directly disrupting circulation and the critical absorption of necessary nutrients for your musculature. These items are notoriously low in essential minerals, vital proteins, and beneficial fiber, yet alarmingly high in empty calories. In other words, they provide a vast quantity of calories, but remarkably little genuine nourishment. For the elderly, this is profoundly harmful, as the body no longer retains nutrients with the same efficiency it did in youth. A richer, more functionally robust diet is unequivocally needed to offset the normal, age-related loss of muscle mass. Eating foods consistently high in sugar, hydrogenated fat, and excessive salt only accelerates this dangerous decline. Trans fats, or the kind of fat routinely used in these goods, represent another significant issue. This type of synthetic fat is, in fact, one of the key inflammatory factors in the modern diet. They not only relentlessly block arteries, but also profoundly hinder the crucial flow of oxygen and nutrient-rich blood to your muscles. Poor irrigation of the leg muscles inevitably results in discomfort, pervasive weariness, and sometimes a deeply unsettling feeling of unsteady legs. Though gradually, the fragility is imposed quietly and insidiously. Furthermore, too much sodium in these meals causes fluid retention, which only makes the lower limb edema worse. Swollen legs are obvious and alarming indicators of a problem. A consistently poor diet, mixed with compromised circulation, sets just the right conditions for the dangerous growth of varicose veins, chronic aches, and a debilitating feeling of weightiness while walking. All of this could originate from apparently innocuous appetizers. These snacks and cookies also cause dramatic increases in glucose and equally rapid drops thereafter, thereby weakening your body and creating a never-ending, insatiable hunger for more food. This negative cycle significantly decreases muscular energy and actively promotes unhealthy weight growth. Your inherent capacity to maintain strong, healthy, and functional legs in daily life diminishes directly in proportion to your reliance on this kind of processed product. Replacing them with natural, whole food alternatives already totally alters this dangerous situation. 3. The ubiquitous flavor enhancer, monosodium glutamate, MSG. From ready-made seasonings and instant noodles to meat broths, packet soups, and numerous frozen ready meals, industrialized foods abound with monosodium glutamate, MSG. While its primary purpose is to improve the flavor of foods, its effects on the human body, particularly after the age of 60, go far beyond mere taste. Regular intake of MSG can be rather harmful, particularly to the delicate muscles of your legs. MSG directly affects vital neurotransmitters that control muscular contraction by means of the neurological system. Those more susceptible to this chemical may suffer from muscle aches, headaches, tinglings, and an overall sense of pervasive weariness. When these impacts manifest in the legs, they produce distinct feelings of weight, persistent stiffness, and sometimes even slight tremors. As the body gets increasingly susceptible to excitotoxic chemicals, which directly harm neurons, the issue gets worse with age. Furthermore, monosodium glutamate consistently causes persistent bodily inflammation, affecting your joints, muscles, and crucial blood vessels. This inflammation compromises muscular function and significantly impairs circulation in your extremities. Poorly oxygenated legs dramatically raise the likelihood of muscular weakness, debilitating cramping, and a devastating loss of mobility. Many foods containing MSG are also notoriously high in sodium, which only aggravates fluid retention and leg edema. This additive also adversely affects energy metabolism, thereby altering how your muscles utilize glucose. This critically lowers the efficacy of your muscles in transforming energy into strength, thereby profoundly compromising your legs, even in basic activities like climbing stairs or walking short distances. Over the long run, this diet might cause a measurable loss of muscular mass and an unfortunate reliance on others to carry out daily tasks. Many people are completely unaware of their regular MSG intake. Product labels cleverly hide it under several seemingly innocuous titles, including flavor enhancer, yeast extract, hydrolyzed protein, and other technical phrases that effectively obscure its actual detrimental effect. So, the unequivocal goal is to consciously choose natural flavors, like fresh herbs, garlic, onion, lemon, and olive oil, over ultra-processed foods and artificial seasonings. And now, we arrive at the critical revelation. We will expose the two worst vitamins that, if taken in excess, could actively compromise your leg strength. This information is vital for your long-term mobility and independence. 2. The hidden peril of excess. Vitamin A is unequivocally necessary for several vital bodily processes, including pristine eyesight, robust immunity, and healthy skin integrity. However, too much vitamin A, particularly when sourced from supplements, can be profoundly harmful and lead to a number of severe negative consequences, including a direct impact on your leg muscles. Beyond the age of 60, your body struggles significantly more to metabolize and excrete an excess of this vitamin, thereby drastically raising the likelihood of it accumulating in your liver and joints. Persistent muscle discomfort, particularly in the legs and back, is among the most prevalent and often overlooked signs of hypervitaminosis A. Though it originates from too much vitamin, which actually inflames the muscular tissues, this discomfort might be mistakenly confused with chronic joint pain or spinal difficulties. Apart from discomfort, clear and undeniable indicators that your nutritional balance has been disturbed include reports of profound muscular weakness, noticeable trouble ascending stairs, difficulty walking, or a struggle to rise from a prolonged sitting position. Too much vitamin A also directly hinders the absorption of other vital minerals, including essential magnesium and calcium. When your muscles lack these critical minerals, they simply cannot contract and relax correctly, thereby actively promoting the development of pervasive weariness, painful spasms, and debilitating cramps in your legs. Furthermore, vitamin A buildup in the liver could impair crucial energy generation, thereby profoundly compromising muscular function. The result is a gradual, insidious decline in both mobility and strength. Excess vitamin A has another adverse effect: bone demineralization, especially in the legs and hips areas that are so constantly used in daily life. This profoundly compromises your bones and dramatically raises the likelihood of fractures in those already suffering from osteopenia or osteoporosis. For them, the impact is far more harmful and immediate. Vitamin A supplements should therefore be used only under strict medical guidance and always in precisely regulated amounts. One of the key drivers of these concealed issues is the dangerous practice of self-medication. Naturally occurring in wholesome foods such as liver, egg yolk, whole milk, carrots, and pumpkin, vitamin A is readily available through a balanced diet, often eliminating the need for supplements. Exaggeration, particularly through enriched goods or potent supplements, initiates the inherent risk. Thus, taking into account all sources, including multivitamins, your total intake of vitamin must be watched closely and consistently. 1. The shocking reality of excess. Vitamin D, often universally linked to robust bone health and the correct functioning of your immune system, excess vitamin D is especially advised for the aged. However, very few people truly realize that too. Much of it may have major unforeseen negative effects, even directly on your legs. Usually stemming from excessive supplementation, hypervitaminosis D results from an alarming buildup of this vitamin in your body. Muscle discomfort is one of the key signs of this dangerous imbalance. It is often accompanied by a profound weakening and a noticeable loss of motor coordination. Unlike other vitamins which the body quickly discards, vitamin D is fat-soluble and therefore stores in adipose tissues. Excess vitamin D can lead to dangerously higher blood calcium levels, a condition sometimes referred to as hypercalcemia. This directly results in leg stiffness, a burning sensation in muscles, debilitating cramps, chronic joint discomfort, and other related symptoms. Hypercalcemia immediately impacts both your muscles and nerves, thereby profoundly compromising the electrical impulses that direct your body's motions. Excess vitamin D can also lead to unnecessary calcification of soft tissues, including your muscles and tendons. This implies that places like your knees, calves, and thighs might become significantly stiffer, less flexible, and intensely uncomfortable under any form of effort. What ought to be a protective chemical tragically becomes a source of wear and severe restriction. Elderly adults who take high amounts of vitamin D without strict medical supervision have a significantly higher risk of experiencing these problems. Another troubling issue is that large doses of vitamin D can directly harm the kidneys, which are crucially in charge of maintaining mineral balance in your blood. Poor filtration and substance retention show the dire renal effect, which further aggravates leg edema, muscular discomfort, and a pervasive feeling of weakness. This sets off a dangerous feedback loop. More vitamin D leads to more calcium, which leads to less kidney function, which in turn leads to more muscle difficulties. Vitamin D supplementation should always be meticulously tailored, depending on precise lab tests and individualized medical advice. Hence, it is absolutely crucial to stress this vital point. Many individuals genuinely believe they are doing good for their body and so consume huge amounts on their own, without professional guidance. Excess can be just as dangerous as a deficiency, and with regard to your legs, the devastating result can be the irreversible loss of movement and precious independence. I urge you to subscribe to this channel, as it was specifically created to help you become a healthier person with a significantly higher quality of life. Therefore, if you wish to continue getting the greatest, most impactful videos for your health, do so now. Assisting you is my sole and unwavering goal. The video now playing on your screen shows the 3 necessary vitamins every diabetic should take. Check it out by clicking on the screen. Until the next video, take care of yourself.